हम देख रहे हैं पिछले कुछ समय से कुछ गिरावट, फिर कुछ रिकवरी की कोशिश, ये जो क्लोजिंग हो रही है इस साल की, और अगला साल किस तरह का हो सकता है ईटी नाउ स्वदेश पर। और ईटी नाउ पर हम लगातार देश के जो दिग्गज हैं उन लोगों से बातचीत कर रहे हैं। इस समय भी हमारे मैनेजिंग एडिटर निकुंज डालमिया बात कर रहे हैं इंजन 1 के CMD दिनेश ठक्कर से। आइए सुनते हैं क्या कह रहे हैं वो।
Past years trend, few organizations tried to reduce the brokerage per order, but they were unable to get substantial benefit. People who got benefit, who invested in technology, platform, apps, and marketing and branding. So that is more important for customer to have an access to this market, have an app which is simple to use. That is more important now than the pricing.
Is there a way in which you can share the basic split with us, that how much of your business is coming from customers who are more than 2 years old? I'm trying to understand that if we can make a sense of the pre-COVID customer and the post-COVID customer, who is more profitable for you?
Okay, I would not be able to share that cut because we give that cut in our quarterly presentation, but currently I'm unable to recall it. But I can say you one thing in terms of revenue or maybe how profitable these customers are pre-COVID and post-COVID. See, pre-COVID cost of acquisition was very high because customers were coming from tier 1 urban, and when after post-COVID, and I would give credit to even digitization of India, app becoming very simple, we were able to see customer growth at a higher rate. Because of that, we were able to bring down our cost of acquisition. So if I compare pre-COVID, we were actually to acquire a customer and to achieve a break-even period used to be around 9 to 10 months. Today, when we acquire customer, our break-even is around 5 months or 5.5 months.
But have you reached that point also? While brokerage rates may not come down, but you will not be able to bring your cost synergies lower, because the digitization of most of the network has already happened. You know, the sub brokers have moved to digital platform, so that one-time cost saving which you got may not happen now.
Now look at it this way, that all digital platform, technology platform will have an operating kind of like leverage once they reach the scale. After scale, what happens? We can expand our margin because cost of acquisition remains constant and cost of service is almost negligible when we have a scale. But what we are doing, we are investing lots of money on future technologies. We are investing lots of money to gain market share. If we stop all that, our margins are going to expand. The reason is that cost of acquisition is same and revenue that we are getting for a customer is almost constant. So service cost reduces after every kind of like expansion that we do in our customer base. So currently we are not looking at expanding the margin. We are looking at gaining market share. We are looking at giving latest technology for next 2-3 years. So lots of cost is going, which is upfronted in nature in building technology platform, which may generate revenue after say 4 or 6 quarters. We are putting in lots of money in acquiring customer. When we acquire a customer, again, as I said, that cost is upfronted. We book our that cost immediately in that quarter, but revenue we get in next 5 years. So there is a good scope of expanding margin, but as we have always publicly declared, we are happy with this operating margin of 50%. We would not be focusing on expanding this market margin, but we will be more focused on expanding our market share and investing on latest technologies.
Which end of the market is growing for you? I mean, is it the F&O market? Is it the delivery market? Is it intraday? They all are different segments, but ultimately the spread which you enjoy with F&O versus intraday versus delivery are all different.
Intuitively, it appears that delivery customer will be less profitable. But what we have seen our journey, a customer that we acquire who starts as in delivery, eventually goes in and tries all the segment. Please keep in mind that customers that we are acquiring, almost 75% are new to the market. So when they're new to market, they would like to try all the products that we offer, including even commodity market. So what we have seen, customers start their journey with suppose future and option, but then tries cash market, delivery market, intraday market. So to answer your question, that whenever we acquire a customer, already we see the broad kind of like services are consumed by the same customer. But primarily, I've seen customer sticks with F&O segment, because that is where he gets good leverage, and there are lots of kind of tools available where they can back test. There are weekly contracts available. It's a very liquid market and very attractive market for youth who is new to the customer.
When you see a stock price of Robinhood, which in a sense is the cult poster boy of the discount brokerage market, at least in the pandemic era, cracked by 70%, 75%, does that bother you?
No, boss. If you look at the valuation, what he had got on listing day, it is quite huge. So for them to really sustain that growth would be difficult. One, because that is a kind of a saturated market where penetration of demat account is more than 35-40%. So to sustain that kind of valuation, he has to grow at a very higher rate, which was difficult, I think so. So let us not compare valuation of Indian brokerage houses and Robinhood and XP. Their valuations are far ahead than time. So I believe lots of like kind of digital kind of like businesses, VC funded kind of like valuations are really inflated. So if you compare VC funded valuation versus listed peers, I think there's a big bridge which has to be, there's a big gap which has to be bridged. I think time has come, people realize that when they hear about valuation of a VC funded kind of like organization, that is far ahead of time.
ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे आप दिनेश ठक्कर को सुन रहे थे, जो कि एंजल ब्रोकिंग की एमडी हैं, चेयरपर्सन हैं, और वो बता रहे थे कि 4 लाख ग्राहक जोड़ लेते हैं महीने के अंदर। वो वैल्यूएशन पे भी बातचीत कर रहे थे और डिस्काउंट ब्रोकर्स पे भी बातचीत कर रहे थे कि उनकी वैल्यूएशन कैसे है। खैर, इनसे हम और भी चर्चा आगे भी सुनेंगे इनकी बात।